Okay, no cursing. No, I'm kidding. Although, no, I'm kidding. It's not even paying attention to us.
No, not at all.
So.
I think that's working.
All right,
I
sweet.
think I will log in at my computer too, and just make sure I don't need to.
Okay, yeah, it usually alerts us, but I just get kind of in my groove, so I don't want to have anybody waiting. I've had that happen to me when I was on the other side. I'm like, nobody's letting me in the Zoom. Like, somebody help me. Okay, we've got like 4 minutes. So while we're kind of waiting for everyone, should we have more attendees? I'm just going to get some of my social media pulled up. And then if you have anything specific that you would like to cover, let me know and I'll put it up on the board.
TikTok.
TikTok? Okay.
Do you have any that's automation?
Yes. We're going to talk about mini chat. Is anyone using mini chat?
No.
Okay, cool.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, and actually the region has a great training that they just emailed us. So if you don't get the regional tech training alerts, we also have a YouTube channel that he does his training on, and he did an entire thing on AI, which was at the end of it was a deep dive in mini chat. It's kind of like an automation to respond to leads on Instagram. So we'll go through that, and it's basically offering some piece of value, like a buyer guide, a seller guide, a new construction guide. It was funny, I put this in the GPS and somehow it led me to David Weekley Homes. And I'm like, this isn't my route. So I turned around. It was not too far off the beaten path, but for some reason it took me to David Weekley. So I re-put it, and I know I saved it, re-put it in, and I thought, you know what? I could do a quick video here. That's all I'm thinking about when I'm driving. And I had a YouTube lead that came through, and it was from one. I don't really have a buyer's agent right now. It's me and Thomas. We have 2 people that are in sales on my team, small but mighty. But I had a lead come through. He was on a cruise. He loves to go cruising. I'm sure he shared that with all of you when he's here. And so I went and met. I didn't meet. I did a FaceTime of a model for one of my buyers that had inquired about a big project that I was on. I since fired the developer because we were not aligned in many different ways, and it was time consuming. So everyone thinks, oh, it's such a loss if you get rid of this big project. Actually, I picked up so many new construction leads from it. And so this buyer came through. They ended up buying a house for $800,000, and I got another one pending for $757 right now. That's right down the street. And she found, and it was the worst video I've ever done. It's a Saturday. I'm in like my pickleball gear. I had no idea I was going to go out and video something, but it wasn't about me. I was videoing all the models. And I thought, well, I'm killing time waiting on my buyer to FaceTime the model they're interested in that I got from the new development lead. I'm going to go ahead and video all the models. Well, guess what? The Palomari model was a different model. So a buyer found me online with a good old fashioned Google search, and I've never met them. I did a buyer consult on Zoom. We are now pending.
Nice.
So just some ways to use social media you don't think about, right? When you're killing time. And everyone thinks it has to be camera ready and makeup and all this. Would you be surprised to know there's a makeup app?
Yes, there is.
You can do it with no makeup on, and you don't even have to have makeup. Yeah, give you some lipstick. Yeah, anything you want. So we'll talk about a little bit of automation, but I want you to know this is not going to be a mini chat class. There is a video I can send you on that. So let's not go too far down some of the rabbit holes. Mini chat. I'll show you the back end of it. I'll show you what some of my guides look like.
That's doing. I'm sorry, I didn't recognize it.
Yeah, and then Karen Carr, if you're wanting to go down YouTube, I think that's how you spell her name. We'll pull her up too. She is an instructor for YouTube, pretty inexpensive. If you want to focus on that, I highly recommend her for any coaching or further training. Hi. And oh, my ring central, I'm gonna have to turn that off. It's gonna keep bugging us. There we go. So we'll talk about TikTok. Anything else? As Jason Abrams calls it, tickety talk, the tickety talk.
He does.
Can you believe he's on social media now? Are you following him?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big joke.
Great
That was a big joke that they were saying that, oh, he's finally on social media. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and now it's every day. Now, this is the most underutilized is LinkedIn. So if you like working with builders and investors and high net worth individuals, this is where you want to be. Okay, and we're gonna go through all the different ones. So I would love to touch on LinkedIn. Anything else?
I use LinkedIn.
Mhm. And for leadership, Dayton used this for recruiting at a high level. So we'll touch on that.
I need to get mine done, never did it, but yeah.
And I've got the pro version so I can see who's looking at me. So I saw a high-end seller looking at my profile, and guess what? I called him and he goes, "Oh, I was just telling someone about you." I'm like, "Oh, really?" I don't see you looked at my profile. It's like investigative skills.
Would you recommend having sorry. Excuse me, I'm recovering from cold.
No worries.
Two LinkedIn's because I have a full-time job, so I
Mhm.
have to have it for that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I would just have it for your basic version, the free version for your job. Let me see if I can figure out how to turn off my notifications here. Settings. Sound. I think it might be here. And I would have a pro version maybe for the other. Here we go, notifications. Get rid of that. Okay, that should handle that. So this would be or it's called premium. I apologize, not pro, but there's a premium version. Welcome in. So we can kind of talk about regular versus premium. Now, don't go thinking you need to pay for all these extras. I want you to focus on one platform at the end of this class and go deep with that. Don't worry about being end all be all to everyone. Okay. Any other? This would be Instagram, by the way.
I was gonna ask it by Instagram. Okay.
This is just, and this is an AI automation. So I'm just gonna put auto for short.
Is that like when someone says like a word and it automatically?
Yeah, DM me value, DM me housing guy, DM me buyer guy, DM me mortgage hacks. But usually it's one word. Anything else before we get rocking and rolling? Yes.
I don't know if it pertains to this, but I haven't been able to get our Google business profile up and running.
I'm not sure what you mean by that. Your own personal?
For the real estate. 'Cause we're a team.
Okay.
So like I don't know if, but what I was talking about, like, did a Google review for us.
You have to go through Google, there's a process.
Yeah, you'll go through Google. But honestly, Google's support is great. You're never going to talk to them live. But if you just, and to be honest with you, you know what I do a lot of time is I just ask AI. So some of the AI that I use is going to be ChatGPT, of course. This is kind of your, does everything, but nothing really high end or well, if that makes sense. You can pretty much do anything. Perplexity. And there's free versions of all of these, so you can go and try them before you do the $20 version. Perplexity is great for research and asking questions. So you might want to ask them, how do I set up my Google business profile? I want a step-by-step process that's dummy-proof. That's what I would ask it because I'm not probably
I can help
techie.
with that. I think it's most important things,
And I
and
would
they can
say-
send you a piece of mail.
Somebody tried to claim our page the other day, please don't do that.
Yeah, that you're not the brokerage unless you want to. I mean, I could give you the Amex bill if you like, right, Rebecca? So you want to choose your location, which may or may not be your home address, and that's up to you for your own privacy. I don't do that, but I have a team office, so that's a whole nother conversation you want to probably have privately on that. And then another AI would be LM Notebook, which is Google. So these are LLMs. These are large language models, which people are calling AI. They're really large.
Gemini.
Gemini is really just part of Google. So that's, again, kind of like chat.
But we get the pro version with KW for free.
Yeah, you do. So this one you wouldn't have to pay for. I wouldn't say it's like what I use for everything. But again, it's nothing great about it, but it does a lot. So chat and Gemini. But yes, you get the pro version of this. And then you also get LM Notebook where you don't have to pay because that is Google. Yeah, so this is one of my favorite ones. So I'll kind of show you something. Matter of fact, I built my entire presentation in it today. Yeah. So you feed it sources and then you can put together a presentation. So if you're looking to build buyer guides, seller guides, or I can share with you where to get templates that you can make custom. So that might be really beneficial for you.
And did you say perplexity is more for research?
Research. You're going to ask it a question. and and then it will cite the resources. LM Notebook, you're going to feed your sources. Now, LM Notebook's also good if you're nerdy and you're like, I don't have time to watch this whole darn podcast. I got 16 podcasts I'm behind on. You can actually pull the source in there, the YouTube, whatever it is, and say, please just give me the notes and bullet points I need to know as a real estate professional consultant and how I can apply it to my business. And then boom.
Wow.
Yeah, saves you a lot of time, right? Because don't you feel like you have overload right now with information? Like, am I a salesperson? Am I a marketer? Am I an AI specialist? Like, there's so much. So that kind of puts us into shutdown mode. So would you agree today, if we could just have like a one pager on what you want to focus on tomorrow, that would be beneficial? Okay, so I want you to think about one of these things, right? Social media. We always have Facebook. I think we're all on Facebook. And I'm going to show you some stats of where people are and what these are going to be useful for in your business. And then you're going to decide which one I want to dive into after this class.
Would you put YouTube on that list?
Yeah, absolutely. Google owns YouTube. So I'm sorry, I kind of mentioned it over here with her. And I just didn't write YouTube. So my apologies.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely YouTube. Any other social you can think of that maybe I'm not mentioning? Those are kind of the go-to, I would assume. Twitter. I do more news on there, but I can show you what my Twitter looks like. Yeah. Or my X. Sorry, X. It's no longer Twitter.
I don't think is anyone using Snapchat anymore.
I think the kids are. I say kids. I'm 47. Anyone younger than me is a kid. Yeah. I think that was a little bit of a trend for a while, but I'm sure, yeah, younger generation probably wants the evidence to disappear for whatever they're doing. I mean, can you imagine if we would have had Snapchat? Whoa. Bad news bears. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, we were we had no evidence. We got away with everything.
Yeah, to develop film.
Yeah. You had to go and like drop off your film at like Walgreens.
Yep.
She's laughing at this. Is that funny to you? No, okay. Okay, so we're going to talk about, 2026 real estate, social media, and follow up, because I want you to get some business out of this and not just be like one of those people on Instagram that looks like they're doing a lot of business and then you pull their stats and it's like, yeah, well, you spend all your time on Insta, don't you? But it looks good, right? I call that flash cash. Somebody else call it flash cash. Very flashy online. So we're going to talk about unified ecosystem and turning content into contracts. So this is going to be really high productive class, not like how to look good online. Does that make sense? All right, cool. So these are some stats for you. 90% of agents are on Facebook, but lack a conversion system. So would you agree that it would be a beneficial need or want for you to have a conversion out of everybody being present on there? Now, for leadership, Aldo, one of the things that Dayton and I always do, and we still will continue to do, is we comment and like and DM other people that we're competing with, but we want to attract to the brokerage. So part of my lead generation as leadership is to go and get into relationship with high-level talent that I think will raise the standards of any organization I'm a part of. Okay, so if you're running a team, that would be on your radar as well. Then I know when their open houses are too, and their events, so I can stop by. And guess who's usually not there? Someone in their leadership. Well, or maybe not. They might have a team. They might. So you've got the old way of passive posting, engagement, and it's a hope strategy. You're just hoping someone's going to call you, praying to the real estate gods, right? Mm-hmm. But the 2026 way for you is going to be intentional. It's going to be education-based, rapid follow-up, okay, with systems, and I want you to create a growth engine out of your social. This is a business, not a hobby. So you don't need more platforms. You just need a clearer path. So I want you to pick one today, focus on that, master it. Maybe you hire some leverage to help with it and then move on to the next. You promise me you'll do that and I'm not going to see you posting on 16 different things? Yes. Okay, good. I got your commitment. I had a couple head nods. Some of you are still going, what are we talking about today? Who needs coffee? I had some coffee.
A lot of mine are linked. So I post one place and it goes to a bunch.
Okay, so we're going to talk about not doing that.
Right.
Or having a,
change
it up a little. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so the strategy, we want to talk about our who. So we got to start with who do we want to be in business with? What niche or niche, however you say it, is what you want to go after. Is it first-time home buyers? Do you love that rewarding feeling of helping them in their first home? Okay. You probably want to do first time home buyer seminars. You've got this huge training room you could do on Saturdays or in the evenings, right? With speaking with leadership, right? And you could have you could build a whole training platform in LM Notebook. You could do it in 10 minutes. You could even have the first time homebuyer books. They also have them in Spanish now. So you can have those as a gift. Maybe you don't have the coin to give them out to everybody that shows up, but you raffle one off. Or who's the most engaged? Say, you're really engaged in this. I think you're going to be the next homeowner. I want to give you this book. So then there's a piece of value. Sorry, I thought I turned this off, but clearly it didn't work. And then, of course, you have move up sellers, investors. It could be seniors. This is obviously a location that has a lot of 55 and up communities. And then the goal is to get a DM. So you might want to offer them an evaluation. Your KW websites actually have a landing page where you can connect this mini chat to this automation on Instagram where it could go to that valuation page. So now they're getting some value of an estimate of what their home is worth, and then you get their information. So you're going to capture that lead. So you want to focus your content around their problem. Jason Abram talks about this a lot. What is the buyer or seller problem? Seller problem is time on the market, right? Not giving up their old interest rate, which is good to move up, right? That would be your move up seller. We don't know if we can do this. Timing. And then, of course, the big old bad word we all know about right now, which is affordability. Okay. Educate, explain a concept in plain English or Spanish, right? Share a client win or a story. So I've got an agent right now where she does it in English and then she does it in Spanish, and it's all a story on their most recent experience with that client. How they got them to homeownership or how they got them into their first investment. It's always a story. And then this is the number one thing I don't see is invite them with a clear action item. This is your call to action in marketing. So I want you to start thinking about studying marketing. I know we're all probably pretty good in sales in here, right? You're in a very top performing organization here at Keller Williams. You've had a lot of sales training. I want you to shift your thinking about how do companies market themselves. There's always a call to action in any marketing. So the little buttons you see people put on Instagram, shop now, click here. I want you to think about incorporating that somewhere in your business. So that would be your call to action. But you've got to give them value in order to want to click the button, right? Unless you're like me, I'm just a button clicker, so there might not be any value. I'm like, I'm just clicking the button. I'm a high D. Okay, so what is Facebook for, right? So we talked about platform architecture. Don't be everywhere. Pick a home base. So sellers and sphere. So if you are looking for sellers and to stay in engagement with your sphere, focus on Facebook. I wouldn't go anywhere outside of Facebook until you've mastered that and you're getting leads and you're deepening your relationships on Facebook. So this is having a business page, and then you might create some groups. What would a group be that you could create?
Have one when yours over.
That you could do that?
I made a deal maker group. I just recently did it.
Love that.
Just made some phone calls, about 30 of us now there.
Love it. So he's an investor. Why not have a deal maker group? Right? They're in the business of investing and building their wealth through real
This
estate.
is for agents, but yes.
Oh, okay, great. Well, now he's got two hats now, right? He wants to attract agents. So now they can share their deals. Is that what that's for? You want to give us a little bit more insight?
It's just more accountability. So basically you project your week and then you just perform it each day. So then that way we're all posting just wins that we have during the week.
Ooh, high level accountability and culture focused around productivity and not being just flashy online. I love that. That's leading by example, right? So now I bet people want to get in that group that aren't part of the brokerage, and now they want to be in a brokerage with high level accountability because they see people making money here. This isn't a hobby, right? We got to make money for our family. Okay, so what else would be a great group on Facebook?
We have a business group too.
Business group?
Attracts other businesses because then that's a way to make sure that my clients need, not only clients, but if anybody I know on Facebook is saying, hey, do you have this? Does anybody know what they always say? Do you know a lender? Do you know
Electrician,
an electrician, a plumber? And then suddenly they're DMing you with that, so they don't have to go through the 50,000 people that show up on their page.
Yeah, and now you're the go-to for any and all things related to real estate. Very valuable. Market insights would be a good one. What about a neighborhood group that you wanted to farm? Yeah, that might be a good one. Is there a neighborhood you can think of that has a lot of turnover and no other agent has 25% or more market share? Right? So you want to go into your multiple listing service and see how many listings they have. And if it's like 50% them, you're just going to be throwing money in the wind. So I'm not saying that they might not retire and maybe you can buy their business with no money down, seller financing deal, buy their database. That's a whole nother class, right? Let's go buy some businesses. But you could go find the neighborhood run one over that they're not focused on. And then maybe you have some overflow. Because guess what? Sometimes there's someone in that neighborhood that he or she pissed off, right? And then they're going to call you.
I say, for example, if I want to farm my own neighborhood,
Mhm.
where would I look to see who's dominating that?
You would just type into Facebook under groups that neighborhood name and see if anyone already has one.
Oh.
Now, you could change the name a little bit and still create a new one, right? Yeah. But you want to pick, even in your own neighborhood, you want to make sure that no one has 25% or more market share. So you would take the total number of listings, see how many that kind of neighborhood realtor has, and divide, right? See what percentage it is. If it's more than 25% of the, you can do it, but I just want to let you know you probably can spend your money doing something else and get a better return. So I'm just giving you a little, advice up front before you go down that rabbit hole. Okay, so the goal with Facebook is listings and community. So if you want to be a listing agent, so I am on Facebook more than any other platform. Plain and simple. I'm not a buyer's agent. I don't even have a buyer's agent on my team. Okay, so we're very selective with the buyers. We get buyers from our listings, but we can be very particular with how we spend our time with them. So would you like to be able to say yes or no to a buyer?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's so powerful with your time. And would you be surprised to know that no is a complete sentence?
Yes.
Is there someone else in this market center that loves working with buyers that you could hand it over to and trust they'd take care of them? Yeah. And you could still make money. And you could charge whatever referral fee. Could be 50%, could be even higher, right? So if you want to focus on listings, you have to be on Facebook. And you've got to show up with community content and valuable information for sellers. Okay. So again, what were those seller pain points that you would want to share on Facebook? Any ideas for seller pain points? What are they dealing with? Long days on market, pricing issues.
Type of story.
Yeah. So if you go on my Facebook, which also is essentially Instagram, if you are going to have a video that does cross over, that would be a relevant thing that could cross over as a short though. My videos are always talking about pricing, and pricing. A little bit of staging. But would you agree you can stage an overpriced home and it does nothing?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's pricing, market statistics for sellers, not for buyers. I might say in there if you're a buyer or a seller, but the content's based towards the seller. Okay, so we'll do a little bit more examples and show you Facebook, but I want to just go through the platforms so you can kind of figure out which one you want to gear in on. Instagram is buyers and your brand. Okay, so everything needs to look pretty on there, and it's more about buyers. So that's why I do mention buyers in my videos. But again, I've got over 1,000 agents I can refer one of those buyers to. I've got a lead right now for a town I can't even pronounce, but I know there's probably a buyer agent in one of my market centers that can help it, So this is Reels and Stories. So this is sharing your story, client story, maybe a community story, what it's like to live there. And this is visual. So think pretty things. And then a little education. This could be new construction. You've got a lot of new construction I've seen around here. So going and grabbing quick little videos with a little snippet on the community or educating someone. Okay, so YouTube is owned by Google. So you want to think, what are the keywords? There's actually an application you can attach to your search bar that's called Keywords Anywhere. Do not pay for it unless you pick YouTube as your platform. Okay, because I'm going to give you a lot of tools here. I don't want you to go buy all these tools and try everything at once. YouTube is long form explanations. Okay, these are probably your nerdy agents that like to be a little bit more long winded and break things down at a rudimentary level for buyers and sellers or agents, although this could be leadership too. Your goal is trust. You're building trust through video and search engine optimization. So, what would a seller or a buyer search? Now, I will say this is a little bit more buyer based. So, I do some on YouTube, but it's Facebook's really my jam. So, that's my focus. Now, TikTok is local content, and this is very top of funnel. So, when I say top of funnel, do you all understand what that means in the lead?
No, I was gonna ask.
Okay, so this is very surface level. You're at the infancy stage of a relationship. So you're going to go a little deeper on YouTube in relationship because they've got eye contact with you on a video and you're educating them for a longer period of time. TikTok, you might grab them at top of funnel and lead them somewhere else. These are short videos, local content. Okay? Now, LinkedIn, and that's the last platform we're going to talk about, other than some AI stuff you can incorporate into one of these social media platforms. And this is a professional network. You must have a very polished headshot, usually in business attire. Okay. You can be a little bit more informal on TikTok, right? And Instagram, right? If you're out in the field. Professional headshot here. I am a CEO on LinkedIn. Okay. I'm not a realtor. Because most people, it's an executive level they're at when they're, and would you agree you're the CEO of your business?
Mm-hmm.
Dang right you are. You're the CEO. You are in charge of your own business. Now, Aldo is the CEO of the brokerage. So don't go out there and say you're the CEO of the brokerage, right? That might be a little misleading. Although Aldo some days probably wants to hand it over to someone. Certain days when he has agents asking him certain stuff, right? Or there's something he's got to diffuse drama wise. There's no drama with agents, is there, Aldo? No, we're so easy to deal with. We're just so simple. But on LinkedIn, it's investors and networking. Okay. And it's professional authority. So this is where you're going to show your professionalism and where it's going to shine. It's a little bit more formal. So think of builder relationships, attorney relationships, trust attorney, divorce attorney. You might want to share content around your expertise in that. Okay? Does this all make sense before we move on? Super. Okay, so what's the content rhythm? So consistency eats motivation for lunch every day. I want you to write that down. Consistency eats motivation for lunch every day. I have seen the most motivated agents not make the same money as an agent that's just consistent. It's just the habits they have. The top agents have usually very good habits around lead generation, whether it's on social media or it's an old school phone call, a text, email, whatever it is, it's a habit. So I want you to write down habitual. I'm going to form something to do on social with the habitual rhythm. This is consistency. This isn't whenever you feel like it. It's a calendar event. And my coach told me this one time, and now every time I coach an agent, I will say to them when they want to make more money, they want to go, great, open up your calendar. And guess what I'll see in their calendar? Not just empty. I know to the penny what they're going to make that year based on their activities and their calendar. It's that simple. This isn't a complicated business. It's just a very, very systematized way of running one. And what we do is we get into real estate because we want time and we want to be out boating and you can if you have the best habits. You can work from anywhere in the world. I've been gone for a month at a time in Europe and sold more real estate than I've ever sold. But that's because my habits were so good leading up to that event. So I had earned that right. But if our habits aren't good, we probably can't go and do all those fun things and leave for a month, right? The business would fall apart. So the habits are the most important things, and action. Action equals results. If you don't do the activities, you won't get the results. Very simple, right? Nothing complicated. So 2 to 4 posts per week. Okay, that's the rhythm and cadence. Examples of a perfect week would be market takeaways, okay, plain English or Spanish. I've got a lot of Russian speakers too in Northport. So I have agents that do English and Russian, and also I have Ukrainian. So wherever you are, remember your niche or your niche, who are you speaking to? And is there, like in Northport, we have a big Russian population. So we have more Russian agents in that office than I do other offices. So they're going to switch their language based on their audience. Inventory, days on market. Keep it simple, right? Don't overcomplicate it. Don't talk over their head. We probably know our statistics inside and out, but we don't want to make people feel like they don't know what we're talking about. I mean, so we're gonna dumb it down, and I don't mean it in a derogatory way. I just mean you're wanting to explain it so that anyone can understand it, from a first-time home buyer to someone savvy, understanding the market conditions. Educational, explain a concept. You know, break down what typical closing costs look like. Mortgage hacks. What is escrow? We use all these terms. What is a cloud in the title? A buyer's probably like, what do you mean? Like a cloud outside? Like, right? They don't know this stuff. We do it every day. And guess what? You will learn if you don't know these things. You could go to Perplexity and say, what the heck does this mean? And now you've got a way to explain it to anyone, and you're learning along the way. You can build trust through, again, a client story, a testimonial, or a just sold case study. Don't just post a just sold with no content around it. So the Talon Preserve buyer, my social media expert, put another happy new construction home buyer went under contract in this community. Here's why they bought. Lifestyle, and then listed the amenities. Are you looking for something similar to this? Right? Because we're looking to attract another one of them. Engagement, you can do polls, this or that, for interior design. It could be location, a Q&A. But the this or that stickers are very popular. You've probably seen some of this stuff. You probably participated in one. Who are my button clickers? You probably participated in one of these or two of these. Okay. So here's some hook for like a video, like a short form 30 to 60 second video that will outperform any static post. This is a very basic, easy one with the 3 components. You have a hook, right? Thinking about selling in Sarasota in 2026. Do these 3 things before you call the photographer, right? 1, declutter, 30%. Fix the small stuff. Lighting, have all your light bulbs matching. Like, these are very basic things to us, but do you know how many listings I walk into and they're not prepared for me to list it? All the lights are different. You got an LED over here, a warm light over here, that nothing matches. Get a real price snapshot, not as estimate, and explain why, not as estimate, right? Use some statistics there. Call to action, DM value for a custom estimate. Now you all have that KW website you can lead them to on the landing page. And what do you think happens with that lead when you do that?
You get the
Goes into command. Listen to your CEO. And then what do you got to do in command? Where's the fortune in the follow up?
Tag them, follow them.
There you go. And then put them on a campaign that tells you when to call them. All this stuff is like so simple, but we complicate it, don't we? This is real simple. And then for a buyer, again, here's what 500,000 gets you in XYZ neighborhood. So that could have been what I did in that daily. That's the first thing I thought when I pulled in the wrong place. I'm like, wait, I got to turn around, but I could do a quick video. Rebecca would have killed me because she wanted to make sure my computer was set up. So that's something you can do any time of the day. And then you just compile this. I have so many videos that I just save and then I just send to my social media person. So I'm gathering content no matter where I go. It doesn't mean I'm posting the same day unless you're doing a story. But now you can save it and edit it later. Now I've got my phone full of like little stuff. So just remember to get content wherever you go. Body, visual tour of kitchen, pool, mention trade-offs, HOA versus amenities, right? Is it worth it? That's a poll you could take. Is it worth it living in this community? You pay these fees. Is it worth it with these amenities? You're probably going to get some good feedback and bad feedback. But what do people want that are looking to buy in there? The good and the bad feedback. They don't want you to tell and sell them. They want an honest, trustworthy person that's going to say, yeah, it's pricey. This resident thinks it's worth it. This one doesn't. You decide. Let's go take a look. Let them decide. We're not here to sell them anything. We're here to help them self-discover if this makes sense for them to live where they want to live. Call to action, DM homes, and I'll send you 3 listings that match your budget. Boom, you got a buyer lead. Now you got to convert them to a consultation. Where can you do that? On Zoom. Okay, well, let's take a snapshot.
I was gonna say, can I take pictures?
Yeah,
of these slides?
absolutely. I'm not telling you anything that someone else hasn't already done. You just take it and make it better. Right? You'll probably pick one of these for those that take action. Make it 10 times better than this, right? Because you're going to go and dive deep into it. Okay, so these are some of those guides. So you want to be the magnet for information. So never send a link without a conversation, but you can turn guides. Do you all have a buyer guide?
I do.
Yeah. And if you don't, it's on your KW app. You know where else you can find one? Zenlist, Canva.
I was gonna say Canva.
Go on to AI. I bet you could create one in 5 minutes.
Chat GPT.
Chat GPT it, right? Easy. LM Notebook will probably make you the prettier version of that. You could ask Perplexity, what do buyers want to know in a home buyer guide? It's a great question because that's your question, AI, right? Your research. Maybe you could put some statistics in there from that research. What does the National Association of Realtors say about what buyers want in a real estate agent? Build me a guide around those stats and share those stats in this guide. Easy prompt, right? So easy peasy to put that together, and then include budget and search criteria. And then for sellers, if you don't have a showing time or you don't have a seller guide or a pre-listing guide, Showing Time has one. Your KW Command app. Does everyone have that app on their phone? I hope they share with consumers. I hope so. It's very valuable. And that keeps them sticky with you instead of using Zillow, to be honest. And then include marketing plan and pricing. So you might have a little teaser marketing plan. Don't give away all the goods, but just give them enough to have a pre-listing guide. Mine's on a popple card. So I can share with you what mine looks like. And then ask the audience to comment guide to receive it. But that means you're going to get their information. So you give and they give, right? It's a win-win. So this is an example. Now, ManyChat can do this. So again, that's something you can connect to your Instagram. So when you see people that say DM me, that's what they're using typically is ManyChat. So you probably use this to get a recipe. Who are my cooks?
I get outfit details.
Okay. So did they have a comment, a word, or
Yeah,
DM?
Like, comment, I love you if you like my Valentine's Day outfit.
There you go. So you've performed in this, and now you're going to use it on someone else. Yeah, we're going to role reverse today. So guide, love it. And this is all pre-made in ManyChat. So this is not you physically typing back. How many of you have opened up your social and you're like, holy crap, I didn't respond to this person? Don't know if it's a real lead or not. Somebody sent me something. I bet if you open it right now, you're probably gonna find somebody sitting in there and you're like, oh, somebody else might have called them. This is automated. And then you can get it linked to your CRM. I use Command. Right? Thinking about next summer, great timing. Right? You could automate that. No matter what they say, could you respond great timing? Like it's really you? Sure, easy. Would it be helpful? That's a Phil Jones. Would it be helpful? They've gone to some sales training with Words at Work. We do role play every morning, don't we all know? Would it be helpful if I set you up with a custom search so you can see what's actually available rather than just what the portals push? Ooh. You could also say, would you like a weekly list of off-market opportunities? Some other agents aren't going to do that work. Now, what would be an easy way to get off-market opportunities?
Things that were for sale prior on the market that expired that
Yeah.
have been sold the last 2 years or something.
How many of you could just go in the MLS and pull expires daily? Yeah. Could you put together a weekly report? Now that would be a calendar event that's generating income. So if I looked in your calendar as a coach and you had that in your calendar once a week, I go, oh, she's gonna make money, right?
So say that one more time. So get a list of expired.
Yep.
And then send that to people.
Absolutely.
So
Because you can reach out to the agent, as long as you got a commission agreement, you can reach out to the agent that had it for sale, they'll communicate with the seller, and it happens all the time.
And now you can go get a listing appointment. Call up the seller. I've got a buyer that might be interested in your home. How many people call the seller and say they have a buyer? They really don't.
right.
You actually have a real buyer with the commission agreement if you do your job and follow up and get a buyer consult.
Well, you're gonna have actual buyers and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, real buyer.
So you have a buyer and you're sick, you expired?
Yeah, why not? They want off-market inventory.
Because
You,
someone wanted
she
to
might
sell.
be sending them an MLS drip, so stop dripping on people, right? I'm picking on you because you're sitting right there and you're my,
Sorry.
who's doing it? I'm kidding. But she could be sending an MLS drip. Meanwhile, you've got this set up and you're offering them something she's not. So you're differentiating yourself. What would be another example?
Canceled.
New construction, canceled. So how many of you get all these builder list inventories and you're delete, stop spamming me, builder?
I did. I did.
What if you put them in a folder or you had AI organize them, Gemini, because that's Google, and you have a Google email with KW. If you're using a KW email, this is all free, Group Gemini Pro. Could you have that organized with AI so you're not doing the work and compile a list for those buyers? Now, your job is not just to automate, it's also to get into relationship and convert that lead to a buyer consult. So, would you be surprised to know that I pull a new construction off-market inventory list every single week? Would it be unreasonable to jump on a Zoom for 10 or 15 minutes to review that list with you today or tomorrow? I have 10:30 or 4:30. Which one works best for you? There's your appointment, and it's on Zoom. Sound good? Okay. Easy. Like, this is all simple stuff. It's just systematizing it, having a system around it. That's all it is. Quality before sending the link, right? You got that information. Again, these are examples. So you can take a screenshot if you'd like for my camera crew. I feel like I have paparazzi. Oh, you're taking that? Okay, that was me. I find myself funny. If I make myself laugh, I'm good. I'm good. You don't need to laugh out. I'm good. My
Hey,
husband thinks I
Brandy.
laugh out. Yes.
Hey, Cheryl. How are you?
Hi, Cheryl.
I'm on floor duty. Quick question. Can you send the deck out because us
Yes.
on Zoom can't see it?
Oh, well, absolutely. How can they not see it? Oh,
It's blurry.
do you want me to make it smaller, Cheryl?
No, it's just blurry, so it's not on the screen. So it's not shared to the screen.
Oh, let me put it in the chat for you then.
Okay, perfect.
Let me see if Rebecca can put it in the chat. It's a Canva link. Will that work? And then you guys can follow along and I'll tell you what page
Yep.
we're on. Okay.
Yes,
Sorry about
thank
that.
you. That's all right.
You should have spoken up early, Cheryl. You're direct.
I know. We were trying to figure it out.
Okay, hold on, guys.
Just getting ready for.
You say your house here or what?
Yeah.
Depends it, I got,
Yeah.
so that's good then.
I like good clothing.
There you go.
I used your work today.
Use my line, which one?
$5,000 away. Looking forward.
Oh, you use it?
Just 5,000.
So you use both sides at the same time?
Yeah.
Did it work?
Okay, Cheryl, it's the link's gonna come your way.
Okay.
And you'll have to go back to the other pages, but we're on the conversion loop page.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Oh, and congrats on your luxury listing.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Having a broker event, a broker
Yes.
open. When is your broker of open?
Tomorrow from 3:30 to 6:30, right around the corner.
Who's gonna go support Cheryl? You know how much Cheryl does for this office? I hope you're there, your smiling face, right, Cheryl?
That's right. Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna get you a crowd, don't you worry.
Yes.
Love it. Gonna get that thing sold, and then you're gonna go get another luxury listing.
Yep. That's the plan.
That's the plan.
I already have another listing appointment.
Well, we better get cooking here because you got to go. You got another listing, right? All right. I'll
Oh,
speak
no,
up.
I'm just saying I have another listing appointment for a luxury when I get
Oh,
back
good.
from family reunion.
Okay.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you. Awesome. Okay.
Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, Brandy.
Of course. And then you can go back to the other pages, but you probably will refresh later. It's all good. We're on conversion loop buyer sequence. Okay. So you'll have email delivery. Here's your 2026 buyer guide. Put whatever you want in there. You can replace buyer guide with whatever it is. Just know this is the cadence, okay, of your follow-up. And then you deliver the link plus and ask, just exploring or buying soon. So now we're kind of establishing motivation, and then education, email to 3 mistakes buyers make. Now, you might stop some of the automation or your follow-up once you get the appointment. Okay, so just know to turn it off. Does that make sense?
Could you make this into a smart plan on?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, once you get that lead into command, you will have a buyer or a seller campaign. And would you be surprised to know there's top agents that share all their campaigns with you? So all you got to do is go put your name and replace it with theirs, or replace yours with theirs.
Question, is there like a time of the day where you say, hey, I'm doing this for an hour, is that what you do? Or do you go out through the whole day? So like me, at the end of the day, before I go to bed, I start messing with this for an hour.
Yeah.
And there's steps that I'll do.
So Aldo is very good with time blocking. And so when you're in leadership or you've got more than one role, right? And most of you do. Most of you are a family member to someone. So you're a mom, you're a dad, you're a sister, you're a brother. So you do have more than one role, right? Other than being a realtor, I would hope. Some of us feel like we don't have a life outside of it sometimes, but we do. I have dinner with my family at 7, and I'm going to do my best not to roll in late because that's what realtors typically do, right? With our personal life. So you have another role, time blocking for this and kind of your project time. So if we don't schedule an hour here and there for project time, which is setting up systems and models, that's when our business gets very chaotic. Right? So this is what it looks like. And remember, Gary calls this the cycle of suck. I didn't name it. Blame it on Gary. He's very direct. He's a DC personality. So
Interesting.
yeah, let's see.
So you have a time of the day that you're messing with social media?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And most of mine's lead generation based, but I have a very good director of marketing named Jane. So Jane put this together for me with my content.
Okay.
And just threw my logo on there, branded it to however. There's certain kind of font I like to use. It's easy to read, very simple. So I might overcomplicate it, and then you might have someone that's going to simplify it, or a high C that might do the details. Okay.
ChatGPT will make a brand kit for you with font
Yes.
and colors. You just
Yes.
what you want, it'll give you the hex number.
So a brand kit is like specific colors you like to use for your team. If not, just use the brokerage. That will be your brand until you create your own. So just remember that you want to just take things one step at a time. Success is sequential. Okay. Then email 3, want a custom list of homes. So again, if you get the appointment after email 1, just go get on that Zoom. Now, I know people are going to tell you, oh, go meet with them in person. Yes, if you can. But guess what? It's the person getting to them the fastest. So if Zoom is the easiest way to get in front of them the same day, would you agree that's the best version? So I want you to get in that cadence. And plus, the I-75 can be a parking lot sometimes, right? So let's just go ahead and get in front of them. Now, can you do a follow-up in person? Yeah, this might be your pre-listing appointment with your buyer or your pre-listing appointment with your seller. And great, if you can convert them in one Zoom, go for it. But maybe there's an in-person that you go even further in the relationship, right? There's a cadence. Okay, so daily routine. Look at this, Aldo. This is right where he's way ahead of the game. He knows we're going to be on that slide. So influence comes with interaction, okay? And it's not just posting. So in leadership, when I'm looking to attract talented agents, I've got a big fish on the line right now. So Dayton and I are really excited. I don't know if Dayton told you, Aldo, we can't share the name, but big fish, the whale. So the more interactions.
That's all good.
Trying to get the link for your slides.
Oh,
I don't have to take any photos anymore.
You just sent it to Amber later?
huh?
I guess right when I say, can you send it to Amber later?
Oh, yes. We'll send this to Amber too for anyone. So this is your daily routine. Now, if you're in leadership, it's similar, right? Although it's just a cadence of how you follow up and how you stay engaged. So reply to comments, 3 minutes, always ends with a question. So why would you end with a question?
Keep the conversation going.
Yeah, good old Phil Jones. Where if you're on role play with us every morning, it's questions. So today I knew I asked a good question in role play because guess what? The other person, Lewis, who's in leadership, goes, well, I don't know. So that's when you ask a great question because that's changing their thinking. And with leadership, we want to change their thinking around something because they're getting fed all this stuff about the housing market. So you have to help them change their thinking. Now, it may or may not be a right time for them to buy. So when somebody asks me, is now a great time to buy? It depends. I don't go and tell and sell them. Well, yes, and this and the interest rate. You sound like a used car salesman, right? And you've had it done to you, buying shoes, buying car, whatever it was. You've been sold, and some of us fall swoop to it and go right and buy the item, and others go, yeah, I've heard this before. I'm in sales. Let's slow this down. So questions, questions, questions. Answer DMs, 3 minutes, same day response, non-negotiable. So again, if not you, if there's someone else that can do this for you, if you have a second job or you're partnered up with someone, outbound engagement, 4 minutes, initiate 3 to 5 new conversations with local followers. This is a very simple daily routine. Now, can you one up it and 10 times this? Sure. If you have the time, go do more. But this is just a way to get started if you're not doing it. This is very simple. And would you agree this is simple to do in a day? Awesome. So 10 intentional minutes beats an hour of doom scrolling. And I know if I opened up whoever has iPhones, I don't know about the Droid users, I don't know how to use those, but the iPhones, I could open up your social media usage and then I could look at your leads generated from your social, and there's probably a huge discrepancy. And that's what they mean by doom scrolling, the rabbit holes we get down. That's a distraction. It's designed that way. It's not your fault. They're doing it to get you to go buy an outfit, right? Or mascara or pants, all that, whatever it is. Lip gloss, whatever it is.
Come on.
Right, exactly. Okay, so these are some tactics to customizing your guides, and we'll probably have a few minutes where I can show you some samples so you can see. And again, some of you are way more creative than I am, so you're going to take what I'm giving you and you're going to go make it better, right? You're going to go really 10 times it. So open Zenlist or Showing Time or wherever you get your template, Canva, go into Command. There's a section called Designs. There's buyer guides in there. You can download those PDFs, stick it into LM Notebook or one of these AIs and make it pretty with however you want. And if you don't have a brand kit, ChatGPT can do that. You're going to brand it or just brand it to the Market Center. Okay, you got the logo, I would think, and then localize it. Replace anything with local market specifics. The stats just came out for our board yesterday. So I sent that to my social media person and then I'll do a video. Okay. Connect, update about me, partners, and contact information. So make sure your bio, is it very clear on your social what you do for a living? And that's why you have the 2 right on LinkedIn. So that was a smart question. Very good question. And then export. You're an expert, but you're going to export. Save as a PDF standard for email or print, should you want to print it out. Okay, so these are some of yours, and I'm going to change this to framework of conversation. I don't like the word script because it was in the lawsuit over and over, the word script. So we want to remove that as framework of conversation. So a just sold story. We helped so-and-so. Now, if you can't share their name for privacy reasons, make sure you don't. Just say we helped a buyer, okay? Especially if you're a single agent, you need permission to share. Now, if it's just a first name and there's no picture, and they're okay with that, fine. Some people say, yeah, I'll do a whole video with you. I have a gentleman that did a video testimonial for me on YouTube. We just helped so-and-so sell or buy in XYZ neighborhood. They were worried about this. This is their problem, their pain point, or their fear. This is what someone is stopping someone else from buying or selling. So you want to include that in the story because you're looking to remove that fear from someone else because you solved the problem for this person. So you are a problem solver. You are a full-time problem solver with a part-time marketing career. But we, don't use the word I, we, even if you are individual agent, we're a team. Are we not collaborating right now as a team to help your business? We, blah, 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 solution, okay, result, XYZ days. Sold the house. Okay, so that's a very simple, easy. And then market update. Homes in Sarasota are sitting for 55 days. Buyers have more power than they did last month. DM update for the data. Then you can send the full report branded to you. 20 seconds. I am so-and-so. Always start with who you are in your videos. I am so-and-so in Apollo Beach. I am so-and-so in Sun City. Help people buy and sell in XYZ city without the stress. We remove the stress. You're calming them. Follow for real numbers, not hype. Very simple. Nothing complicated. Okay, so now we're going to get into AI. Our last couple of minutes. Okay. This is a great prompt. I am a real estate, I like to say professional consultant. If you want to say agent, it just sounds like FBI agent to me. And that's my TV watching time. I'm in the CIA in my other life, okay, in my TV watching time. I'm a very good CIA agent, okay, in my make believe land. Write a blank for audiences about XYZ topic. Put your tone, use an adjective, and include a call to action or DM me. So context is king, and you want to remember that with your prompts. And then you can repurpose it for any video, the same prompt, blog or caption. And then obviously always follow fair housing. So I know we have like, oh, we work with a lot of first time home buyers, but we don't want to make it so much that's all we do. Same thing with seniors, right? Would you agree? We work with all people of all ages. Yeah. So we want to make sure we're following fair housing, but you might have a niche. It'll be kind of clear, from your stories. So you don't need to like put it out there too much other than your stories. So what I want you to think about for leaving here is who are you looking to attract? Who's your audience? Where do they live? What do they do for a living? Are they retired? Are they still working? Is this a move up seller, a move up buyer? Pick your 2 platforms. I would pick one to start unless you're already on one that you've mastered, okay? And then commit to them. And then I want you to work on your buyer guide. Oopsie. Go back. How did that happen? There we go. Work on your buyer guide or seller guide. Again, in your app, you already have one. Just open your app link from KW app and put it in your URL space for Google, and you'll be able to see the pages in there. Also designs in Command. Michael Lewis Marketing Suite did custom ones for me. So if you want to have a graphic designer, I can get you in touch with someone. But I promise you a lot of it can be done in AI. So you can save some money and not hire the graphic person. Number 4, post first market takeaway. So I want you by next week to post a market update. Your stats came out yesterday at your board. Days on market, inventory, average price. Pick 3 bullet points and nuggets. Don't do anything else. Keep it simple. And execute the 10-minute habit every day on social. Is that simple? Can we all commit to that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to see you all on your platform. Invite me to follow, and I'll follow you back. All right, so I'm going to show you some examples now, since we have a little bit of time. Do you also want that AI training from the region on MiniChat?
Yes.
Okay, so let me pull that up for you. Now, I know you get a lot of emails, but a lot of this stuff probably gets sent to you or you get invited to. And I know that we have a hard time, with regional, in person, all of that. I listen to it in the car ride sometimes. Or if I'm doing my walk or my run, I just listen to it. Now, I might not be able to apply it at the same time, but I'm taking little nuggets and then I can go rewatch those specific sections of it. So I want you to keep an eye out for tools and resources from our regional tech trainer. He's actually very good at this stuff. He broke it down for some people that were less familiar with MiniChat, and kind of helped them. So I'm gonna see if I can, I'll have Rebecca put this in the chat if she's still on. And I'll send it to Amber so you guys will get it. Is that fair?
Mm-hmm.
And again, they might have already sent it out, so Amber might reply back. I already sent that out, but we'll send it out again. Listen, we're agents. We don't always read all of our emails. I know, I'm an agent too, so.
You want it to go to everyone or just using this class?
It was already invited to everyone, so anyone that's in our region has access to our education. Yeah. And it's nothing specific to this class other than some of the things we mentioned that will automate your follow-up in Instagram, and it's a deeper dive. So this is a great class to watch before that.
I was gonna say, was that from last week?
It was a few days ago. I think it was yesterday.
Yeah. Tuesday. No, yeah, yesterday was Tuesday, right?
So yeah, I'll go to the section on MiniChat and play a few minutes. I'm not gonna play the whole thing because it's an hour long, but I'm just gonna share with you. There's some prompts he gives you in here. Okay, this is mini chat. So don't worry about the sound. I'm going to explain what he's talking about and you can go back and listen to that. So mini chat is a conversation starter, okay? Contact capture automation. It's a permission builder because you're getting permission for you to contact them and it's in writing, which is important for compliance. Trust me, Gary will love that.
You set up automatic replies for.
It's all automated.
Yeah, see, I had mine set up like that and then I took it off. I didn't think it was personal.
Well, mini chat, you can customize and personalize it to you. That's the difference between just having Instagram set up and mini chat.
But every person's different.
Yeah, but it's gonna be, well, it's up to you. Do you want to scale or do you want to be working 12 hours a day? You know, it's,
But I think people know they're not talking directly to you.
I mean, this is, yeah, you're, just like you said, when you buy something or somebody sends you a recipe.
And
Yeah.
eventually you come to the lead, so like, there's people where they
Yeah.
haven't replied to me, but then, 24 hours a day later or something in a message, they come and they find me.
Our job is to follow up
Yeah.
after we've captured their information. This is an automation to get
Mhm.
leads. It's just like if you went on Zillow and bought leads. It's the same thing. So don't worry, you can customize your responses. Your response is going to be different than hers. So yeah, you could manually do it, but if you want to work 12 hours a day doing that, I don't have the time. If you guys have the time, great. I don't think it would be good to scale and grow your system. But on the back end, you can very much customize it to you and your business. You probably specialize in something different than you do and what you do. You're sitting right next to each other and you might have totally two different business or niches. I mean, completely different. And same for you, right? You're sitting right next to her, probably very different. You all looked very surprised when I said I don't like working with buyers. Right? You were like, what? I work with so many buyers. So my messaging will be different than yours, right? I want sellers on Facebook. So Instagram, you're gonna have an Instagram Pro account. Just know that. Let me go back to that because he was talking while we were.
Do you not do work with buyers because you can charge more commission with the sellers?
I charge more commission with buyers too. You'd be surprised what I charge a buyer, and I charge a retainer. Mhm. My time is very valuable.
Your work you're doing.
I respect my time, and my time is very valuable to me. If they see the same value, great. We're going to have a wonderful working relationship. If not, that's okay. Now, when I was new, that wasn't how I started. I took every dang buyer I could find. I was driving from Northport to Lakewood Ranch and whatever I needed to do to make $1. But this is 22 years later, and I have a leadership role. So I have other things I'm working on, right? So you choose how you spend your time. Now, if you have another job, you will have to prioritize. You'll have to because you've got another job and you've got limited time too. So just whatever your time's worth, it's your business. We're all running a business within a business, right? So you're going to have a conversation, a contact, you're gaining permission, and then you're going to nurture. So you will make those phone calls to have even more personalization. You could even have a video of you responding. That's also eye contact. And then there's multiple entry points and simplicity scale. So this is a way to scale your business. This isn't a way to take over your business and run. All right. So you got Instagram connected to Meta Business. So you have to set up your Instagram first, and then you connect it to mini chat, and then you'll do some tests. So you're not, don't worry. I already saw the anxiety with it auto replying and you already stopped your other one. You'll test it on yourself. Approve your messaging. Okay. And then go to the buyer side. See if I can.
Automation makes my mouth salivate. Like if I could.
That's just the high C in you. You gotta let go of that control. You'll be fine. It's so freeing when you do, I promise.
No, I'm excited. I want to automate like everything if I could. I
Well,
just want to make sleep if I could.
And you'll do it to your style. Yeah. I don't know about sleeping yet. We'll get to that. Maybe someone will create that. And then you can have like a human welcome, clarify buyer seller, capture phone call, email, and then set expectation bridge. So it goes really deep into it. Again, I'm not going to run all this. You'll get the link on this. You probably already received the invite to this. This is a recording of that training you were probably already invited to. Okay, so would you like to see some guides?
I do.
But you got yours look first mine.
Oops.
I made one and just said nobody sees it or I didn't send it to anyone, so it's kind of pointless having one.
Yeah, I mean, it's just sitting in your email, right? So now you're going to share all the value you've created. So all that hard work's going to go to work for you now. Let's see.
I think that's the thing. I do the hard work and then I get so exhausted. I'm like, all right, well, now I'm done for like 2 weeks.
Yep, you gotta project time, just like Aldo said, right? You did that project time. Trying to find the most
I've also
recent
learned that
one.
when messing with Canva or something like that, I set an alarm, a timer.
Probably
Because you can go down that hole too.
You
Mhm.
can do it all day.
Yeah, I could sit on Canva all
Yeah.
day long
That's probably what's the
and
issue.
do, but I set
You're
a,
creating
if I say
space
30 minutes, I
thinking
set a
of
20-minute timer, a 30-minute timer, 20 minutes, I gotta
issues
get up, 10
and
minutes.
doesn't have time for the little stuff.
I'll probably be able to put this into a concise thing for you too, but I want you to watch that regional training first because this is kind of a part two. So maybe we'll do a part two once you guys get everything kind of set up. If that's fair, I think that's going to be a little bit too.
How do we get on his radar? Because I know he does classes and stuff like that. When we were in Orlando, he was mentioning where does he send those invites to?
So that will usually go to leadership. I know I get them, so you want to make sure everyone in your leadership groups them or gets them. Check with Rebecca, I'm sure, and then that needs to go to whomever disseminates everything to the office. Now, I wouldn't just email them to the agents. I would also put it in the closed Facebook group. So yeah, and Amber might already be doing this. I don't know your cadence, but that would be.
No, I know he was mentioning it because remember he just started and stuff. That he was going to be doing training.
Yeah, he's we've always had regional training. He's just a newer regional tech trainer. Actually, our last tech trainer went to go work for KWI. So we've had some high level talent. If you weren't in any of Donnie's classes, sorry, we lost him to KWI. You missed out on all that training. He gone.
Yeah, he was great.
But our new guy's also, he's not new. He actually worked on a team in an office before. So these are some of the ways that we've set up the rhythm. Let's see if I can find, these are all the guides we have. See if I can find one that she's created here. Okay, so this is 5 pro tips for moving out of state. So we have a lot of people that buy second homes in our area. So this would be catchy for someone looking to buy a second home. I'm sure you have a lot of second home buyers. Plan early, plan thoroughly. And this isn't mine. It's just what we edited to brand to us. So I would change it to our colors. You can do that in Canva with AI, and you all have a Canva account.
I was gonna say, is the content of that from Canva, like the actual meat of?
No.
Oh,
No, this is, well, actually, it might be because it's Karen Carr's. I can look on the back end. So Karen Carr creates a lot of these guides for YouTube. It's not just for mini chat. So you could use it through your mini chat automation, but you could also have it on YouTube. So you could have it follow one of your videos. So again, vet your movers. I've heard a lot of horror stories with movers. You can rewrite this in AI if you want to. It's just, I'm giving you ideas. And then you would put your contact information on there. These are templates. So where she got all these guides, and again, you can create these in AI. And again, if you want to go down the YouTube side versus Instagram as your first or second platform to really dive into, we'll end on this. This is called Video Boss Training, and she's not a KW agent. She coaches and trains all different agents. But she has a community, and this is called Circles app. Keller Williams uses it for luxury and commercial training. So if you're a part of this, it'll look familiar. If not, it's like a training platform. And so I went through her Video Boss class, and then you'll see some resources here. And so video agent, blueprint, all of her guides will be in here. She's got all kinds of training. So her name is Karen Carr. You can also follow her on YouTube. I don't think she's in production anymore, but this is what she looks like. Let me go to her YouTube channel. But you can subscribe to her. I know I'm subscribed to her on a different profile, but she's got all kinds of great tips for YouTube on here. Now, just know this is going to be her taking you from top of funnel and trying to get you into her coaching program. So just know she's going to give you so much free content, hopefully you'll subscribe just like you would when you're looking to convert a buyer to buy real estate. So you're gonna see the flow on YouTube when you go on here, and you're gonna see free stuff, right? Here's my piece of value. Now I want to take you through my funnel. And don't worry about how many subscribers you have. It's how many leads and how much money you're making off of it. Okay. Don't get caught up in the way things look from a perception. Same thing with Instagram. I know people that have 10,000 followers and they're not making any money in real estate. So don't let that get you worked up. Just don't pay attention to it.
All that stuff matters if you're trying to make money from YouTube itself, not from.
Right. If you're monetizing, which maybe you will someday, right? Maybe you're,
Monetize on Facebook.
and you could also monetize on Facebook. Trying to see if there's anything
I
else.
That I get to pay for blue check mark there.
There you go.
That's it.
That's all you want to do is pay for the system. Trying to find, I bet there's another guide in here she's got. Okay, so this is an example. Trigger, comment info, right? And then message, hi, I'm so-and-so. Thanks for reaching out to the coffee group. So that'll be Brandy. How can we help you today? And then 5 secrets to strengthen your home offer. So that will be another guide. So this is how we customized it to us from the template. And this is actually one of our listings. That's another one of our listings. So we're just going to go ahead and advertise our listings in our guide too. So that's actually another one of our listings. So you could put your listing pictures in here, right? And then wouldn't that be cool on a listing appointment if you opened up your Instagram and said, this is how I get buyer leads for my listings. And look, I'm featuring your listing in my buyer guide. That's another one of our listings on Longboat. So that one we put pending. So there you go. Any ahas? Anything you're going to dive deep into?
I think we have the link to all your stuff.
You should.
And we're something.
Okay, good. Now TikTok.
Yeah, I don't.
I'll look for that.
Are you on TikTok?
I am on TikTok. I don't do a ton on TikTok. I'll show you what mine looks like. I'm not really an expert. It's not really my seller base. Most of my
Freaks me out. People actually talk to you on TikTok, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it's usually them.
You guys actually watched that video? Wow.
Yeah, these are just videos I did. It's all educational. And I'll tell you the only reason why I'm on TikTok, even though most of my buyers and sellers are older than who's on TikTok, I am on a mission to educate the young adults on buying homes early and getting over this whole affordability, thinking they need the Taj Mahal as their first home. I am on a mission for them to buy the tiniest house on the planet or a piece of vacant land if they can, to just step up their wealth. So that's the only reason why I'm on here. It's not specific to like a lot of my seller base, to be honest. But I do videos. Yeah. What else we covered? So LinkedIn, I'll show you my LinkedIn. I've got 2 LinkedIns. One is a business and one is a personal, but it's all business to me on LinkedIn, to be honest. It's not really like Facebook where you have, so on here, let's see, let's go to, so I have about a little over 17,000 on the personal one. But again, it's still business. So these are the stats that just came out yesterday. And then I'll follow it up with a video explaining the bullet points. So they're getting the content immediately. And then this is the information. Want the full details and trends from the January report? Great, and then this is obviously under contract. We've got other stuff on a client review. So we kind of mix it up, and then we'll add like community content. So they want to see like real pictures of you too. So that's that. And then I have a business one.
The training you're going to as well, because I know LinkedIn people like to talk about, oh, I just got this certification.
Yep.
This training.
Very business based. That would be good. And then I'll show you my YouTube. I just really started working on that because I was really Facebook heavy. So I'll have to sign out of this account. Let's switch over to.
I wish I could not have a LinkedIn for work, but they want you to have.
Yeah, and most businesses do part of it.
A bunch of fake stories about corporate America life.
That you don't really want to be a part of. Sounds
Please.
so exciting.
None of us really want to be here.
My
Um,
husband's the opposite. He cannot have a lot of people on his LinkedIn because he sells, he's a national salesman. So he might sell 3 people that are all competition together.
Oh.
So he doesn't need them to know they're all.
Yeah, they don't need to know about each other.
People are secretive.
Well, the thing is,
Secret
you
agent.
might work with clients and then they'll be like, oh, Latrice, I want to know more about her. And then they're like, oh, you do real estate? And it's just like, I'm not here to talk to you about that while I'm doing this job.
Yeah,
So
it's a
like-
kind of a odd position to be in. So these are just some luxury listings. So on a listing appointment, I would show them, hey, I got 145,000 views on this. This one we sold for like 2 million. We got 132,000 views. And then let's find another. I've got shorts on here too. So again, some educational stuff. Let me find one where I can show you the back end and what we do.
How do you make it, how do you brand it so that one, because I noticed you have one that's got 47 views, and then you've got some that have thousands and thousands of views. Is there something you do differently?
I'm about to show you. Let me go trying to find a specific video and see if I can see the analytics on it because it's an older video. Now, keep in mind, I don't do a lot of production. So some of these are old videos when I was in heavy production. And so I was like really not monetizing them, pushing the videos in front of buyers. So I'm trying to find one okay, this was a pretty popular one. Now, it didn't have 147,000 views like some of them, but it had the longest watch time for like a luxury video. So it had 8,600 views, so not 147, but I did get subscribers out of it, and they watched the video for the longest. They watched it for 4 minutes and 54 seconds, and it was an 8-minute video. So more than half of the video.
That's a lot for a normal person to sit through.
Exactly. So that, and then what I showed them, what I'll try to,
do you boost those
yeah, so I'll go in here on the YouTube studio, and again, I don't know how far back this is going to show you, but I will push it to feeder markets. So know your feeder markets, and then I can show this to another seller and say, hey, I sold this luxury listing and I pushed it in front of people moving to Sarasota from New York, Chicago, Illinois, Massachusetts. Now your feeder markets might be different. So just know I get the U-Haul report. So I get Google alerts to my email box every morning. So I go into Google and I say, send me to my email, Sarasota real estate. So maybe Apollo Beach real estate, Sarasota new construction, Sarasota restaurants for community content, Sarasota Park, Sarasota schools. What would a buyer want to know about my area? Now, some of that, if it's news, I put on X because Twitter is news. And I'll put like events, so if people are moving. And then you can go on Twitter and put hashtag moving to Apollo Beach and you'll find people that are moving. So it's a whole nother class.
Yeah.
But this is who
AI
I'm reaching.
too. You can ask AI to give you the top hashtags for this subject.
Yeah,
And it will-
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then you can see a Google search was 55.9% for this video.
Okay.
So you can pay to push this in front of your feeder market. So just have a budget because it can get expensive, but this was a $15 million listing.
My phone was listening.
Oh.
It just gave me a whole bunch of information.
Excellent.
Sarasota Park.
Excellent. So this is a video I have on Zillow too. So I got like have a nice video you did on Zillow as your profile for your page. So when you go onto my Zillow, you'll see this because this is the highest listing I ever sold. So of course I want it out there, right? So I keep it on there, even though it was a few years ago I sold it. And so I got some people to come from Zillow. So hopefully that gave you like an idea of which platform you want to focus on. Again, business, this is sellers, this is really long-term educational for YouTube, which you can create shorts, as you know. This is automation to scale. It might be level 2, right? You gotta have an Instagram Pro account, so you would have to consistently post to Instagram. So just know if you're gonna do mini chat, it's gonna be consistent, and Instagram would be a platform you wanna specialize. But just pick one. And then again, AI, this is gonna save you time and money. And I do a lot of playbooks on AI. I did one last week. So if you need the recordings, Amber can get them from KW Suncoast. That's the Zoom that we do all of my training through, even if I'm in another market center. So if there's a specific topic, so I do book club every Wednesday at 4. So I've got to get on the road to get back to my house to do that. And then on Thursdays, I do millionaire real estate agent playbooks. And last week I did AI. So what we specialized with that AI was just picking an LLM, and I went through the different LLMs, and then I used different ways that I've been using LM Notebook. So you can kind of see some examples of that. This whole presentation was built by LM Notebook with ideas and content, and then we edited it from there. I made it pretty.
Yeah, it's through Gemini.
Yeah, you guys are really lucky because most agents are paying for Gemini Pro, they're paying for LM Notebook. So you're getting a lot of free AI that where you might not even have to go to some of these other places, even though
My
it's $20.
KW address would not let me do LM Notebook. It told me that the administrators had blocked, but I went to my Apollo Beach Publishing Gmail.
Yeah, any
And
Gmail.
I
So
thought-
just create a new Gmail. You'll get
Yeah.
it with Gmail.
I
I have a couple other Gmails. So my team name is the coffee group. So it's Brandy Coffee at the coffee group. And I've just had that email forever. So even though it's not my married name, well, I've got so much in my Google Drive, and I've used LM Notebook from that. So you might have a Gmail, whatever
That's what I did.
whatever Gmail you have, just use it. Yeah. All right. I guess we can shut this down.
Of course he does. Yes, ma'am.
My husband's like ETA, because I told him the class ended at 2.
Yeah, we ran a little over because we went on to
Well, and originally.
all right, Zoomies. Thanks for joining.
Originally, I was gonna go to a title event
Oh, look at
and
that.
teach tonight.
You didn't think I was gonna